Hello, parent family members, and welcome to the third and final Navigating Uncharted Waters Pulling into Port presentation. Again, my name is Carter Fenwick, and I am the Associate Director of Parent Family Programs.
Hello again, I'm Valerie Kistler-Van Reed, Director of the Center for Counseling and Student Development.
I'm Lauren Thorne. I'm one of the Associate Deans in the Dean of Students Office.
And welcome back. My name is Stephen Gray, and I'm the Director for Disability Support Services.
All right, so we're going to get started today with a little bit of common myths and misconceptions that we have heard about here on campus, and we are here to make sure that you have all the factual information. We know that there are a lot of parents and students who will hear from maybe students who came here before, or even parents who are like, back when I was a student at ECU, this is the way that it worked, and a lot has changed. So we like to kind of lay out some of this information at the very beginning so that as parents and family members, you can help guide your student and make sure that they have the most accurate information possible. So one of the things that we frequently hear, especially in the Dean of Students Office, because we are the ones who often are enforcing this policy, is that ECU has this blanket university excused absence policy that covers all kinds of things from vacations to doctor's appointments to everything like that. Actually, our faculty members do a great job of classroom management and creating their own syllabi that reflect their own personal absence policy. And so we always encourage students to go back and work with their faculty members if it is one of those things that does not fall under our university excused absences, which is very few and far between. It's a very limited, small list of things that count. And we just really like to have the family or the students and the faculty members communicate and be able to make sure that they're on the same page and have a clear understanding about what counts as an excused absence. One of the things we also know that you've probably gotten really comfortable and really familiar with is in many high schools, you have right now probably access to all of your students' grades, and you know whether or not they do have absences for classes. And you can easily communicate with the teachers. And that changes a lot when your student comes to college. There is not actually an online portal that will give you access to your students' current grades. The only way you're going to get those is to communicate with your student. If you sign the Buckley or the FERPA form, which allows you permission to have access to your students' end of semester grades after they've been submitted, then you will have access to that. And that's also really important to do because a lot of times that also gives us as university officials permission to be able to communicate with you. So a good kind of practice that during the summer you and your students sit down and talk about the FERPA form, and they allow permission for us to talk with you. And as young adults, they are actually the ones who get to set that determination. So one of the other common myths that we hear is the expectation that campus living can immediately find your student at the drop of a hat. That's actually not something that we do. Unfortunately, we do not pass out ankle GPS trackers at move-in. Your students, again, young independent adults, they move about on campus and in Greenville, much as anyone else would. And so while we can track them down in an emergency, it isn't something where we can find them at all times of the day. We're not checking them in at curfew in the residence halls or anything like that. And so a lot of times when we hear from parents or concerned family members that they haven't heard from their students in a little while, it's usually because their phone died or it went for a swim and is currently in a box of rice somewhere. So just make sure that you get them that waterproof phone case and lots of battery packs, and that is going to be the best way for your student to communicate with you. As we move into academics, we know for a lot of students, they were able to kind of learn by osmosis in high school. They didn't have to study hard, and making that transition to college sometimes can be a little bit more challenging. That sort of easy A's or 4.0 in high school doesn't always automatically translate to being successful in a college level course. So making sure that your student is aware of study skill options, that they are aware of the Writing Center to help develop develop college level writing skills. All of that's going to be really important as you help support them and help them kind of figure out and navigate those college level classes. And then finally, socially, we hear from many parents in nostalgia, kind of that sort of perspective. College was the best 4 years of my life. I just hope my student has the same kind of experience. It was so amazing. And for a lot of students, yes, it is great. They have a wonderful time, and they look back on those memories later on really fondly. But then for some of our students, it takes a little while to adjust and connect and be able to find their place where they fit in on campus. And that's okay too. We know for some students, there can be a lot of obstacles that they have to overcome to really find that place that, they find their people. And so we want to normalize that. We want to make sure that students aren't doing too much of the comparison game. And honestly, what we've seen with the most recent, the last couple of generations is that social media factor. Many of our students are looking at their friends' social media posts, their Snapchats and TikToks and all kinds of stuff, and they're going, everyone else is having such a better time than me. Like, what am I missing out on? Why am I not having this college experience like I really thought I was going to? And so one of my favorite quotes that I use with a lot of my students is, don't compare your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And that's what social media is, right? It's a highlight reel of our best, most perfectly staged, filtered, cropped, photogenic experiences put out for the world to see. And it's really hard if you're sitting in the laundry room on Friday night doing laundry because all the washers and dryers are free on the weekends, and you're kind of like, man, what am I missing out on? And honestly, as adults, we know sometimes you just have to do laundry on Friday nights, and that's totally okay. That there are going to be times where we're very connected and socially engaged, and there are going to be other times where we need that alone time and that time to just kind of take care of the nitty-gritty stuff. So encourage your student not to let that play too much into their perception of what's happening, and to really think about how that perspective may impact their college experience.
Lauren, that was awesome. Thank you very much for communicating that to our parents. And which reminds me, I'm going to talk about communication patterns, and how they change. And I'm going to get into that in just a minute, but I just got to look out there in TV land and say, if you're an out-of-state student or an out-of-state parent, please raise your hand. First of all, I doubly thank you for your tuition. I just want to put that out there now, and then I'll get back to the presentation. I'm here to talk about communication and communication patterns, and they are going to change. We know that. I'll bet since you started this video, since you started this orientation presentation, your son or daughter has texted you at least one time. I think that's how they interact, how it's very spontaneous, and they need an answer yesterday. And we get that. And that's something that you're used to, especially during these times in COVID, because they're there constantly with you. And so those communication patterns will definitely change, and you probably want them to. But we're going to talk a little bit about how they change in college. And it is so important for you because if they're calling you or texting you 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day, that will change. It doesn't mean that they don't love you anymore. That's not what it's about. It's that they have become involved and engrossed in the college experience. They're working with their classmates on chemistry homework. They're working with biology lab partners. They're working with fraternity and sorority groups. They're working with intramurals. They're working in their residence halls, trying to be social with everybody. Those are the patterns that you have to understand, that that's who your son or daughter is communicating with. Now, they will contact you eventually, but you have to understand, if you reach out to them and you think they've fallen off the face of the earth, and you're checking the state police and the local hospitals and the dean of students' office saying, where's my son or daughter? I haven't spoken to them in 24 hours. Understand that their communication patterns are changing, and we know that. So one of the things that I strongly encourage, a couple things, is to have a set time when you know that you're going to talk to each other. Sunday night at 6 o'clock. This is what I did with my 3 students, my 3 sons. No. My 3 sons. And every single time for almost 4 or 5 years, Sunday was our time at 6 o'clock. How many times did I talk with my students? Does anybody know? Once. And it was the first time. But I at least established some communication pattern. And that's sort of one of the things that you have to do. If you have siblings at home, and they're seeing this video right now, if you have siblings at home, I want you to carve out some time for them and your student, because they need that special bonding time as well, not just with you in the room. You need to be out of the picture. They need to have that one-on-one time where they just talk about life. And that's sort of what this college experience is for a lot of students. So please carve out that time for their sibling as well. I also want to talk a little bit about how to get their attention. Send care packages. Love care packages. How many times did I send a care package? 0. I'm a great coach, but a horrible player. I love to just tell people how to make it work. But some of the things that I really enjoy are the facts that I'll read a newspaper and I'll cut a clipping out, and it's about a friend of my sons or daughters, and I'll just send it to them, just to know that I care. Send a care package with popcorn in it. Popcorn. Why? Why popcorn? Because popcorn is the social magnet in residence halls. When you put it in the microwave, you open the door, it just wafts all the way down the hall. Doors start opening, somebody has popcorn. That's one of the things that, from a social aspect, that really does help. Also, if you're from out of state and up north, Vermont, New York, snow country, don't send parkas, don't send all the heavy stuff, because it does get a little warm down here. Don't send the snowboards and all that. They may use them once or twice on the ocean. But what I do want to say is that we had snow a couple years ago, this much snow, about 2 to 3 inches. They shut the school down for 3 days. So understand that we don't need everything. You don't need 50 pairs of shoes. But how do you get your students' attention when they're not communicating? Here's what you have to do. I want you to physically take out a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. And I want you to physically write it longhand so it'll really confuse them. And I want you to sign it. I want you to seal it. I want you to send it to your student. And here's what I want it to say. I take out my piece of paper. Dear, insert the name of your student right here. We are so proud of you. We know how hard it is to adjust to college life. Since we haven't heard from you in a while, we can only assume that you're making new friends, studying hard, getting involved on campus, and beginning to really enjoy ECU. Well, we couldn't be happier for you and your hard work, and it deserves a reward. So here's $50 for you to spend this weekend. Have a great time, because you deserve it. Talk to you soon. We love you. Mom, dad, brother or sister, dog, cat, grandma, grandpa, neighbor, doesn't matter. They're not reading that part of it. I want you to physically mail it and send it. Just do not put any money in the envelope. I guarantee when they get that letter, they will call you immediately. That's how our patterns change.
So we've talked about the importance of communicating with your student long distance. Sending a letter from home is a great opportunity to do that. The Office of Parent Family Programs is going to provide you with a really cool Treasured Words postcard PDF. So we're going to link it to the portal. You just print it out at home, write down your encouragement, your excited words, and how you feel and how excited your student is to be coming to ECU, making this transition. Fold it up, mail it to our office this summer. We will take it secretly in our office, find where your student is living on campus, and get it to them on the 2nd or 3rd week of the fall semester. So that way it's a surprise. Don't tell them about it. Then 2 weeks in, they're going to get a letter from you. If you don't have access to a printer at home, reach out to our office and we will fill one out for you.
Okay, this slide has some additional information about our various offices. So please do check this out and get in touch with us. That's why we're here. We're here to provide information for you and your students to get connected to the resources that will help them be successful. And finally, I'd like to mention that your student will be getting some communication this summer about some educational modules that they'll be asked or required to complete before mid-fall. And those are called the My Student Body and Pirate Safety module. Those 2 modules cover a lot of information about how they can help themselves stay safe, as well as support and take care of their fellow pirates on campus.
As we wrap up here today, we want to remind you that this is the beginning of a marathon, not a sprint. And the great news is that you are not running it alone. You have lots of pirate parents and fellow family members who are here to support you, as well as the resources, the staff, the faculty members, the services that are here on campus that are here to encourage and guide and support you and your student along the way. One of our favorite ways to wrap up this presentation is sharing this video, which we're about to view. And it is going to our graduating seniors and their families on commencement, and really gives us an idea of what's to come for you and your student. So as you listen to their words of wisdom and advice, we hope that you enjoy kind of this snapshot of one of our favorite days on campus, and some of the things that you get to look forward to as you and your student embark upon this journey here at ECU. So let's roll the video.
Trust your kids. I know it's a big step, sending your kids off to college, but you just got to believe in the lessons that you taught them as children and believe that they're going to do the right thing. So trust your kids.
Parents of incoming freshmen, I would say trust the process, support them, guide them,
and know that if they don't contact you, it's more than likely because they're hanging out with friends, they're making connections, they're being, social and, creating memories that will last for the rest of their life.
Just let them know that you're going to be there with all the support and love that you had for them back at home during high school, but just let them come to you if they need anything. This is a really important time in their life.
The separation from your child, it may be a little hard at first. Now just know that you're starting a separation where you're going to back off, and your kids have to take a lot more responsibility for themselves.
Thank you so much. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you for guiding me. I could not have done it without you.
Congratulations. I knew you could do it. She worked very hard. It has been a long road, but we did it.
To my family members, my friends, my teachers, professors, everybody that's helped me along the way, I just want to thank you so much.
My parents have made a lot of sacrifices for me over the years, and this day is for just as much as them it is for me, so I couldn't be more appreciative of everything they've done for me.
I'm so excited to make you guys proud in the future with this degree, and that's my main goal in life, is just to make you guys proud of me.
I am so incredibly proud of you, sweetie. Good job. I love you.
I'm glad we're done. We are too.
Thank you, and I tell you, that video always gets me. It really does. There's a lot of emotion in that, and there's a lot of emotional feelings that you're probably dealing with right now. We get that, and we understand that. And so we want to just welcome you to campus at any time in the future, once we are allowed. And we bring you here, and we will welcome you with open arms. And we just want to leave you with, we've asked the panel to give us one word of advice for you, the parents. And we'll start with Valerie.
My word is trust. Trust in yourselves and trust in the process. You've got this.
My word is connect. Connect with our office. Connect with other parents. You can encourage each other. We are here for you, and we will get through this.
My word, or actually two words, is self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup, so make sure that you fill up your own cup so that you can help support your student and your fellow family members as you all go through this process of transition and change.
And my word is breathe, because we've got this. Through all the trials and tribulations and chaos that happen in a world, breathing and getting through with the people that really know it and understand it, that's what it's really about, and that's what this orientation is about. And someone asked me earlier in the presentation, that says, Stephen, why do you present in a Hawaiian shirt? And I said, well, my mom taught me something at a very early age, says, Stephen, always dress for the job that you want. And I want to be on vacation so bad you have no idea. And so I leave you with these last words. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Thank you very much, and welcome to ECU.